Do you see something that says recording on your screen?
Yes, sir.
Then
Yep.
mira, welcome back, brother. Glad to have you
Hey,
back on the show. Do you still agree to the consent and the release of this podcast?
yes, I do.
Awesome, brother. Let's do it. Let's start off with how you been, man, since the last time we talked.
Pretty good. I've been using this New Year's resolution to do a lot of changes in my life.
Right.
And I am using any excuse I could use to motivate me, like my kids, my future, like stuff like I don't smoke weed no more.
Good.
Um,
Congratulations.
I'm back on my Musta King, meaning I'm back on my, I'm back on my Islam hard, back
Like
to my
prayer and
religion.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, back to my praying basically, because if you don't, you could proclaim anything, man, but
Right.
if your head is not touching that ground 5 times a day, you're not considered Muslim. So
Okay.
slowly but surely, I hope that God hears my prayers and continues to give me the strength, because the party's over, man. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
spent a lot of money in 2020, and it's time to, do some good moves.
Yeah, man. I think it starts with that, man. Like for me, every time I close my eyes, like I said, man, and I talk to God, I don't start with like, hey God, I got this going on. Like what can you do for me? I don't start with that. I start with, mira, gracias, thank you for this. Thank you for even the small things, man, that people take for granted. I start with thank you for que tengo una cama, I have a bed. Thank you for that's something that I ate. Thank you that my family is healthy. Just basic things that I think people take for granted, dude. Like if you go around the world and you see other people struggling out here, they don't even have basic a toilet, man. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like when our parents
yeah,
grew up, bro, they went outside
yeah,
to go take a bath, and you know what I mean? To go use the bathroom, dude.
yeah. En la Rio. That's right. Absolutely. And guess what? Me too. My mom, I was a little kid, and my mom's like, okay, time to take a bath. And those are the days that I hated my mom's, because she used to throw me in the river, soak me up, and take me right out, man. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
man.
know. Could you see me clearly? Like my
Yeah, I
background is
got you,
good?
brother. I got you. You
Beautiful.
handsome, man.
Yo, man, I had to put on a quick sweater, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah, man.
So yeah, man, one day at a time, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Keep doing it, man. Keep
Yeah,
staying
man.
there, man. I think that's the only thing we could do in life, because something about this world, this existence, that it doesn't stop and it doesn't go in reverse. It only goes forward. And you gotta kind
Absolutely.
of have that mindset, bro. Like, okay, like I'm down now, or I'm not, feeling the best or whatever, but tomorrow's another day. I'm just gonna keep going, man. Just gonna keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, absolutely. I use my workout motivation. I'm back on my
I
workout and
saw
stuff
that.
like that.
That's
Or
good,
whatever.
man.
And Papo, our cousin,
Hmm.
he's not doing all that great or whatever. Although he's strong, and I've
Yeah, he's
always
strong.
I've always known our cousin Papo. They call him El Cel. El
It's
Cel
yeah.
means king of the jungle. Remember that?
Damn. Okay, it's yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So he has a couple of a couple of issues with his health or whatever that he'll never tell me, but I get the
Yeah.
secrets.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I use that story to like motivate me back on my workout, and I'm sure that I want we've been like kind of like trying to get this workout together and stuff like that or whatever. So and a couple of our cousins who I'm not gonna disclose or whatever, they're in the workout too or whatever. Anything that motivates me, But one thing's for sure, I will not be the same man come December of this year.
Nice.
I will not lose by any means necessary.
There you go, brother.
Because yo no puedo ver. I mean, I don't know if I can speak Spanish, but I can't. I can't see all my family chilling in the palm trees, chilling all over these countries, and I'm still in New York, stuck on stupid. You
Right.
understand?
I hear what you're
Like
saying.
New York is a ghost town. This city's over,
Yeah.
and I don't see it coming back in my lifetime.
Oh
So
wow. It's
I'm gonna
that
play
bad?
ghost. It's that bad. It's
Oh
that bad. I'm
man.
out in the field. Like, I'm out in the field. Like I used to be a first responder, and I couldn't do it no more, whatever. So,
Yeah.
but I use all this scarce as motivation.
Yeah, man. Wow, that scares me that you say that about New York. I've read like a little bit of things on shit that pops up on the internet, like famous people talking about like Oh, you know, New
They take
York's
those
not
from.
dead, or let's do this, that for
No,
New York. Wow.
no. Listen. While all these politicians are fighting for stimulus, New York needs its own stimulus. Period. Let's not forget that New York had the most COVID deaths in the world.
Wow.
We're like at 31,000. Nobody beats that
Wow.
per capita. You
Wow.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Give you an example how fierce this is. I live in a complex of 190 families. 110 has not paid their rent in months.
That's
Okay,
crazy, bro.
and then I don't want to get political, whatever, but I pray for a good future. Although I don't think that either politician does anything for us. You either rich or poor.
Yeah, that's it. That's the politics right
People
there. That's
like
the real politics. Yeah.
people like people in our bracket don't even exist no more. You
Yeah.
either rich or poor. The middle class is extinct.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
go through New York City, and Broadway is ghost. There's no Broadway shows. There's no
Wow.
there's no theaters. There's no inside dining. You go outside to freeze your ass to get a little cocktail drink. It's horrible. You jump on the train, and you're the only one on the train.
Damn, dude.
So
Yeah, that worries me, man, because not just because I'm from New York, but I'm an American, man, and I grew up, we were always watching sports and stuff. And I remember because I've seen cities not go away, but change, man. Like when we were young, Detroit was a big city, man. It was like a rival to New York. It was like Detroit, Chicago, New York. Those were like,
yeah,
and maybe Boston. Those were like the big East Coast,
yeah,
Northeast cities, or even though Chicago was like Midwest. But Detroit fell. From what I know,
yeah,
man, Detroit is like a ghost town, like you said. And it's been like that for at least a decade or more, man.
yeah. I tell you, 2020, regardless of the pandemic, I traveled
Mm-hmm.
a lot,
Mm-hmm.
all over.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I got out of an airport, that
Uh-huh.
airport was ghost.
Wow.
No stores open, out of business. These salons out here are out of business. There's no help. I sincerely feel that these politicians has let the American people down.
Wow.
This is why you take my taxes for. This is why I work.
Right.
I sometimes say to myself, I gave up the streets to be governed by these fucking people.
Right.
While I was
Right.
in the streets, I was governing myself.
Right. Right.
tax
Right.
and tax free, and nobody's taxing me for that. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
sometimes, like, listen, the hunger is real. Like,
Yeah.
I'm comfortable because I know how to get it. My mom's raised a warrior. She raised a hustler. I'm comfortable, but it sometimes scares me, when I see a little bit of left in my fridge, or I see a little bit money left in my whatever. Like, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Am I
Mhm.
gonna go back to that?
Right.
Am I? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna eat regardless.
Right. You're not gonna let yourself
No,
starve, right? Yeah.
I'm not gonna starve. If I gotta take my shit and walk into a store and be like, "Yo, let me get a wonton soup and a couple of fries," I'm gonna do it.
Right.
you
Right.
know.
Right. Right.
But the hunger is real. Me and my brother, we don't do it no more because it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of cold. But me and my brother would stand online, freezing. I'll send you videos of this shit,
Yeah.
freezing our asses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just so we can have a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
And we even, like, I've given like a lot of food by the boxes away to, like, my in-laws, to, like, my friends and stuff like that, or whatever. But the hunger's, this shit is real, man.
Yeah.
This is, I seen it. Let me tell you, look, I'll end it like this so we don't have to get into this
Yeah.
COVID shit
Yeah.
too much. I worked as a human resource director that hires onboarding home health aides, the people who take care of the viejitos with the
Mm-hmm.
scrubs,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? The home health aide, and aid, basically. I
Mm-hmm.
had 300 cases. 57 of my workers died of COVID.
Shit, man.
You want to hear this number?
Yeah.
I remember 6 of them dying in one day.
Fuck, man.
That's not including that's not including my father-in-law and my uncle-in-law, who both died 2 parts from each other the same weekend. So shit is real, man. And I hope that Sleepy Joe wakes up and you know, and start you know, and start doing what he has to do, because, you know, for me, either politician ain't shit, bro. I don't give a shit. Drop that money, you know. Stop insulting the hard paying tax people like and give us some type of relief. Before we really rush that White House.
And you know, I'm glad you talked about it. I mean, I don't want to keep on with politics too much, like you said, but what you're talking about, like, you know, people rushing the White House, you know, yo, that hunger is real. And that's what motivates people to do what you said, like to either be on Trump or to be on Biden, or to be Republican, to be Democrat. And really, they're fighting against themselves, because I don't trust neither one of them. Like you said, they all corrupt. They're all following this. Mira, el dinero, the money dictates what these people do. And we don't. They don't care about us. Our vote, they don't care about us, bro.
Absolutely. And Joe Biden would have never won if he never had Kamala Harris on board.
Probably not.
That was the smartest. That's the smartest thing that he did, because if you would have picked another, you know, Sleepy Mikey or whatever, you would have never won.
Yeah,
because
another white male or even a white female probably wouldn't work.
Done. That was the smartest move, picking a colored woman to run as his mate, because that's the only reason why I think won. Because remember, the reason why Biden is in office is because the Latino vote and the woman vote.
Yeah, I can see that.
Something that Trump didn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, Latinos, you know, they put Biden in office. The majority vote of the minorities is Latinos, and we put them in office. So let's see. You know, I'm optimistic. You know, I don't depend on
man. You have to be.
You know, I don't depend on no politician to put $1 in my pocket or whatever fact it be. Very look, my unemployment for some reason stopped for whatever reason. I know that if I call, I'll get the shit back. Now that they got a little 300 extension, 400 extension, I'll wipe my ass with $400.
Yeah.
I got 4 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me tell my kid, I'm sorry, I don't got enough unemployment. Biden didn't do me the 600 instead of the 400. I'm sorry. This is what I'm gonna go tell my kids, because child support never stops, brother. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and I didn't follow through on whatever. I went outside and got me a job. And now I'm back on the road. You know what I'm saying? What I was collecting in a week, I'm making 2 days. Yeah. And if I want to work more, then it's a little bit of more. But I'm more with the safety, you know?
That's awesome, man. God bless you. I'm glad for that. But what I've been hearing, though, I don't know if you've been checking it out in the news, at least they were talking about it before, was that some people, their unemployment was more than their paycheck. Now, that's sad, bro. That people are like, you know what? I'm going to stay unemployed because estoy ganando más dinero. Like, I'm making more money. So,
okay. I got a response
not paying, you know? Yeah.
I got a very good response to that. Okay. And this is with all due respect, because 2 out of my 4 children are of white descent, European. If my kids, you know, my kids are half. Their moms is Greek Italian.
Greek Italian.
So
that's a good mix, bro.
Kids, yeah, crazy mix. So they're white. Okay, but what I'm saying, and this is not a race card, because you know our family got every race. Our family, you know what I'm saying?
In a good way,
in a good way. But I sincerely feel that if that 600 was only for a certain minority of people, they would have been like, okay. Not to pull the race card, because I don't want to pull the race card.
Right.
The government was not feeling that Spicks like us had an extra 600 and making maybe an extra 100 or so in our paychecks.
I don't know, man.
It's a trap. It's a trap, because that 600 is what kept people home. Nancy Pelosi's a smart little bitch.
Yeah.
Because that $600, stay your ass home. In the middle of a pandemic, she's a genius. Right? Of course, everybody's gonna stay home with for I was getting $800. Of course, everybody's gonna stay home.
Right.
But now that shit ended in July. What happened to August, September, October, November, December? 5 months with none of that extra money and no retro money.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna tell my my landlord don't even dare call me. I'll tell you, next time you fucking call me, I'm running up in your office.
Yeah.
You know what's going on.
Yo,
Don't ask me
man,
for something I don't have.
this thing happened at the worst time, dude. Right at an election season, COVID fucking dropped, and politicians do what politicians do. I think they politic instead of like, yo, let's handle this for the better of our country, of the for the world. They were like, yo, how can I use this shit to get elected, man? Yeah,
Yeah,
probably right, man.
absolutely. I agree. I agree, man. I agree. I totally agree. I don't mean, I know that he's trying to sign all these executive orders and shit like
Yeah,
that, but at the end of the day, bro, fuck him too, bro. Excuse my language.
yeah. It's all right, man. It's all
Yeah,
good,
man.
brother, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, so I wanted to have you on, man. A lot of people listen to your podcast, and some people asked me about like this. I one of the reasons why I do this podcast is not just to like reach out to people and like get to talk, because I mean I'm living overseas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of where I get my information, bro. I'm tired of the traditional news, Papi. I'm tired of like I'm not hearing the type of things I want to hear people talk about. They're not
Okay.
getting into stuff. So one of the things I noticed, you've heard of Vlad TV?
Yep.
Yeah, like so that dude, look what he's doing, man. He's basically doing like the news, like interviews, but talking to people on the ground, on the street. And if
Talking
you
to
talk,
people that live in it, that's living it.
yeah, dude, why you don't
Yeah.
hear that on the news? Like on the last interview, we didn't have time to go into it, but you were talking about that there's like a war, a battle. You talked about a type of rap that was going on. You talked about fighting, I think in Canarsie. And like,
Yeah.
are we hearing that in the news? If we are,
In
probably
the
very
in
little
the we're hearing it in the urban news,
in
like
the urban
hip hop
community.
wise.
Yeah,
In the hip hop wise.
I'm talking about
Because of course,
mainstream.
no, no,
But it affects
no.
everybody. This is the real life.
And
This is
and I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna tell you my perception, because I don't they control the record label.
okay.
If I've been in the music business for like since I was like 18 years old, still am very well educated on my business, and I'm very educated on the streets, and I'm very educated on what's going on. I'm in tune.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I own a record label, you own a record label, he owns a record label, all these record labels like Diddy and all these dudes or whatever, right? Because Diddy, some of these dudes own their stuff, but the major distribution, like Warner Bros.,
Right.
who are killing each other in the streets, and they continue to kill each other in the streets, gang versus gang, with this drill rap shit.
Drill rap, right?
Since when rap is about killing the next rapper? And that's what this drill shit is about.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I know this, why in the hell am I gonna keep signing these fucking kids that continue to kill each other live on social media? They, if you're one gang and I'm another gang, and you're in Canarsie and I'm in Flatbush, and I pass through your block playing my shit, most likely I'm gonna get killed.
Okay.
It's like old school, like when Jigga had beef with Jadakiss.
Uh-huh.
Did you see anybody kill each other? Those two are still alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Kool Herc had beat, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm going back 35 years ago, when these little pendejo ass rappers, they don't even know who Kool Herc is.
Right.
When these battles were going on in the Bronx and in Brooklyn, every borough, battling, it's always been a battle.
Yeah.
Nasty
It's always
battles,
been
whatever.
battling with the rap or the dancing, the break dancing or the graffiti.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Since when does it come to this lifestyle? You either spinning or you getting spinned on.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Since when this hip hop? Since when being an artist rolls up on another artist and kills him?
Yeah.
And then goes on top of his tombstones with whatever color he's rocking and graffitis on his tombstone like "fuck you, you're the ops."
That's crazy.
You understand?
Okay, there you go.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
You understand?
Yeah.
So since when this comes about, and major record label owners, they know this.
But they have responsibility, is what you're saying.
It's about this.
Right.
Because that's what these fucking kids are used to already. The violence. Just like when Onyx came up, throw your guns in the air. Yeah, I was bald-headed camouflage throwing those guns in the air.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I remember that.
I wasn't killing nobody. I was fucking shooting in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think the people with money, the corporations have a lot to do with it. I don't know if it's like,
yeah, I was bald-headed camouflage throwing those guns in the air.
yeah. Yeah,
But
I remember that.
I wasn't killing nobody. I was fucking shooting in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think the people with money, the corporations have a lot to do with it. I don't know if it's like a religion thing or a culture thing. Like I wouldn't say it's Jewish people. But yeah, definitely people with money, man. It's definitely like if like you said, like if you're a record label guy, right? And you see that these people are doing that, like you said, the question is, do you have a responsibility to get involved? To be like, yo, what the fuck are you guys are doing?
Yes,
Like,
you do.
yeah, I think in some way,
very
man,
easy.
Because you're getting fat off these people dying.
Yeah, very easy, right?
Yeah.
You either clean up your fucking act or I drop you from my fucking record label. That's it. But being that these kids, that's what they hunger. That's what they hunger. Because they like from here, they're like breeded with that fucking violence.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's what they hunger. So they're giving the public what they want.
What they want, yeah. They're feeding the machine, bro. They're feeding the machine.
They're feeding the machine. Perfectly said.
Let's go back, man. Let's talk about gang stuff. And I watched a documentary. I had heard about this a long time ago, but I watched a documentary. I think it was called The Ghetto Brothers. I don't know if you remember that, but they were a gang in New York, because New York used to be like worse than LA. Everybody talks about LA gang violence, you know, Bloods and Crips, red and blue. And I remember my dad, you know, our parents talking about New York was crazy. New York used to be a gang on every corner. And that they didn't only have colors, they had kind of like that movie, The Warriors. They had that jacket.
The leather jackets, yes.
That represented your clique, your crew. And the Ghetto Brothers were dudes in the Bronx. The Bronx was always like one of the worst fucking places.
Yes.
But they did, like the movie Warriors said, they united all the gangs. Somebody got killed. They were trying to get away from drugs.
One of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah, they were trying to get away from drugs. They were trying to get away from the violence. They were going on radios and news stations and saying, yo, let's unite. Let's stop all this, right? And they got a lot of power behind them. And then one of their guys died. And they got this meeting, just like the meeting in Warriors, dude. They got all the motherfucking gangs, all the colors, all the different shit in a place. And they were like, yo, if you want us to take those guys out, we take them out right fucking now. And instead of continuing the cycle of violence, he said, look, no, I'm gonna shake these guys' hands. You know what I want? They said, I want no more violence. Let's stop this fucking violence. Why can't, if I give in New York, why can't I walk down the street or go to the museum or go watch a Yankee game or whatever? I can't do it because of what I'm wearing or what I represent. Somebody's gonna fucking kill me. Like you're saying, like if you're Canarsie, I can't go to Flatbush. So they don't get no props for this, but we grew up in a time where it wasn't like that because of those dudes, what they did. Like if those guys were working in politics or something, they would have got like a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping so much fucking violence and making it. Because I grew up where, yo, if I wanted to go to Coley Island, I went to Coley Island. Maybe I got jumped or something because people are just knuckleheads, but it wasn't because, hey, that dude is from this clique or that dude's from that clique. It was more like we were more social. We can go around. But back in those days, 60s and early 70s, man, you couldn't fucking go nowhere, dude. And we don't hear nothing about that, man. I mean, I think that's part of what I'm trying to say. Like, let's get a message about here about stopping the violence.
I tell you, I'm taking my time because, you know, I have to be very careful on what I speak, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I learned one very important thing when I did my 6 years. And that is, you get more respect from being humble than from trying to be that wankster.
Yeah.
Trying to be that fake fuck boy. You understand? You know, and one thing that I learned from reading Tatsu's son, Art of War, and that is, every soldier respects peace.
Okay.
That's what, and it took me years
Uh-huh.
to understand why do soldiers respect peace, because of law and order, of respecting authority and quality of life, which is my perspective. Everybody could just disagree or what effectively,
Right, right.
you know. But gangs nowadays, I I didn't have nothing, I didn't have no, speech for you or no. This is
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
straight
yeah. This is
freestyle,
off the cuff, baby. This is off
whatever.
the cuff,
You know,
freestyle.
now, I tell you this. When I was in, and I'm gonna get to answer this, but let me give you just real quick. When I was upstate,
Uh-huh.
Everybody approached me because I was Brocky. I was on the bag. I was always to myself.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want no fucking friends because I already know what the fuck that's about. And every gang would approach me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through that already.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't say which, which one, but I've been through that lifestyle already.
Right,
I know what it is to put in that pain. I
Mm-hmm.
know what it is to feel that pain.
Yeah.
So I know what it is to give it, and I know what it is to receive it.
Right.
And either one of them is no good.
Yeah.
So when I was getting approached by these big homies or these, first coronas or the big drip or the big this or the big that, with all due respect, is I respect the code. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come and join us. Come and do this. Come and do that. In my mind, I was like, okay, what the fuck am I going to get out of it?
Right.
But more trouble, more beef,
More time,
more suffering, more pain. And the moment I can't do nothing for that gang, you become prey.
Yeah.
Very quick example. I get approached. Say whatever, big homie, yo, I want you to be down with us. I go and I tell him, nah, I'm good. I become prey.
Yeah.
You know how I slept?
Yeah.
You know how I slept in 6 years?
How? I see. Yeah.
One eye open.
Yeah.
My eyes are so black that I never had an 8-hour sleep in upstate. Why? Because I know what's up.
Yeah.
So the message that I want to give to the future of America, to the future of the ghetto, to the future of the streets, to the future of corporation, because remember, even corporate fucking dudes are in gangs.
That's the biggest gang, bro.
All right. 60% of these CEOs or 70% of these CEOs and Rikers are gang related.
I believe it.
Okay. Upstate, most of these CEOs, if not almost every CEO, is gang related. It's just a little different because up there they're like white supremacists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, even there's even corporate gangs and stuff like that, believe it or not,
I believe it.
But one thing we need to stop this fucking violence, and these kids need to understand that there's more than just picking up a gun. Mm-hmm. Remember that the moment you pick up that gun, you have committed a crime.
Yeah.
If you're in New York City, you're gonna get the minimum of about 7 to 8 years. And if you have a felony like and I get caught with a gun, even if it's non-operable, I'm facing life.
Wow.
Because I'm a three-time offender. Not proud of it, but it keeps me on point.
Yeah.
So back to the message, we have to stop this fucking violence.
Yeah.
Gangs are not gonna do nothing. They're not even gonna fucking pay for your coffin. They're sure not gonna fucking call your daughter or your son and be like, yo, because your father died from our gang, we're gonna pay for the fucking funeral, or we're gonna make sure that your baby always got Pampers and always got milk. No. Opposite, they'll probably fucking kill your family too. But
crazy, man.
I'll tell you one thing. Gangs, I respect the code. Mm-hmm. Don't fucking come up to me with this gang shit. Because if I slap the shit out of you, you're not gonna fucking do shit. I'm not even gonna let you grab your fucking gun. You're not going back to your homie.
Right.
You understand? And when you get caught, and I'm saying I'm not trying to say it's tough. Here's the reverse of it. When you get caught doing some shit, and you all in the street saying, yeah, blah, blah, big, right? But when you see the fucking judge and the judge is telling you, you getting 20 to life, you getting 15 to life, you getting life, you quiet as a bitch.
Yeah.
You don't even say, Your Honor, please give me a break. Please, Your Honor. They don't even know that. First of all, they don't even know their rights, because that's another fucking corrupt system.
Yeah.
They make it look like you don't have a mouth. Yes, you have a mouth. Don't ever forget, you are the master of your case. That 18B lawyer, that legal aid lawyer works for you. Yeah. But that legal aid lawyer is working together with the DA and is working together with the fucking with the judge. Yeah. One case, one verdict for the DA, one verdict for the fucking for the legal aid. And when and how they get paid when your case is over. So what they're gonna say? Oh, if you don't cop out to this, you're gonna get 20 years. You're gonna get 30 years.
The more cases they knock out, the more they get paid.
The more they get paid. So you're a fucking check. So if you think once you get locked up in Rikers Island, COs are making money out of you, transportation's making money out of you, the DA just got a nice check for finishing your case, the judge got another case for finishing your case, the legal aid is getting another check. You know, so if you think getting pimped like a bitch by the system is fucking gangster, then you play gangster. Because when that fucking judge tells you you got 15, you got 20 years to life, you're gonna stick your tongue in your ass, you're gonna cry like a little bitch, and you're just gonna walk away with that fucking bid. So if you think that's fucking gangster, keep banging these streets.
Yeah.
Anything, and to these local gangsters, to these kids that are hearing me, because I'm gonna make sure that the masses hear this interview. Anything gang related will get picked up by the feds, and when the feds come for you, you're gonna do time. Tekashi, Casanova, Ace Boogie with the hoodie, so forth and so forth and so forth.
All the way back to Al Capone, bro.
All the way back to Al Capone. Okay, and guess what?
What?
Now, if me and you get caught with a crime, and they say, yo, you know, we're gonna give you 15 years, fold on this one, say he did it, we'll give you 7. Now you know, now you're a snitch.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're not gonna do that, so if you're not ready to take showers with men, or get fucked by a man or by a couple of men,
yeah,
okay, and never see pussy in your life again, and eat and sleep and shower when they fucking tell you, if you think that's gangster, keep fucking doing what y'all doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you love your mother, get the fuck out the streets.
Yeah. So
if you love your dad and your kids, get out the streets. Because when you do a bid, they doing a bid with you.
Yeah.
And as the years pass by, your support disappears.
Yeah. You become a ghost.
The first ones that are gonna disappear is the gang.
Yeah.
So that is my message to these fucking gangsters.
Thank you.
We need to stop the violence, because you're not gonna be able to handle the pain and the fucking suffering you're going to suffer. My peoples, my youth, my ladies, my future kings and queens, my black, white, Hispanic, it don't matter what race you are, you fucking gangbang, you're either gonna go to jail or you're either gonna die.
Yep. Yep.
Let's talk about, you know,
let's talk about the machine, dude, because from what I could tell, man, it's like you're a young guy on the streets, like I talk about, you know, depending where you live, right?
Absolutely.
And you know, some of these guys don't really have a choice, man. Their family life is so bad, or the streets that they live on, like, you know, they're getting picked on all the time. You know what I mean? So I get it, but this machine, bro, like you mentioned, is not gonna work if a certain number of people aren't dying, if a certain number of people aren't selling drugs, if a certain number of people aren't going to prison. This is making the thing go around. I read a book, I think it was about the Latin Kings, but not the Latin Kings in New York, the ones that started in Chicago. And the guy, he tells like his story from when he started from a kid all the way to later on, and he got arrested by cops, and got you know, they beat him up and shit. And basically he said that the cops told him, yo, we fucking love you gangs. I fucking love when you guys sell drugs and kill everybody. Porque sin eso, you know how much overtime I get? I bought a house over here, dude. I bought a boat. I took my family to fucking World Disney. Thank I, you know, he keep going. He would let the cops would let dudes go to commit more crime. You know what I mean? It was just it was crazy shit, dude. And that's the machine, right? That's how it spins, man.
I tell you, you remind me of a quick story, real quick, right? When I caught my case, right? I called up my lawyer, Howard Greenberg. You can't get better than that guy, right? Top fucking guy at the best money could buy, right? I called him and said, listen, I just got into a fight. You know, I did this and I did that. He asked me, is he alive? I said, I think so. I think so. I think, you know, I didn't think I fucking, you know, blew him that much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what he told me?
What?
He goes, hang up the phone, go back to the scene, kill both of them, and call me because this is no money.
Yo, bro. You just fucking blew my mind, bro.
He said,
I wish you had that shit recorded, bro. I wish you had that shit recorded.
But it goes back to the machine. That's what I'm trying to make it. It goes back to the machine.
Diablo, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
And then he didn't want to take my case because it's like, you know, fuck where he goes, what is 25,000? I don't take nothing if it's not 50.
Wow.
You know what I thought? I said, are you gonna get me out? I go fucking murder.
Right.
I go over there and kill both these motherfuckers. You gonna get me out? And I'll pay you whatever money you want.
Right.
You want me to go do that shit? And God willing, man, you know, he didn't answer me.
Yeah.
You know, like we just kept it moving forward. But I'll never forget what he told me. I'll never forget that. So
bro,
that
I'll never forget that.
To piggy bank off the machine.
Yeah.
Because look, Rikers Island is gonna close.
Is it really?
Yeah, Rikers Island is gonna. They already passed the bill and everything. Rikers Island holds about 17,000 inmates. There's only about 3,000 inmates there.
Because of COVID?
Because of COVID, and because they're shutting down because the Guardia is going through some renovations that Rikers Island supposedly was bought by some multimillionaires. They're gonna do casinos in Rikers Island now.
Oh, okay. But they gotta build something. They gotta put these people somewhere.
Yeah, they're gonna. Oh no, what they're gonna listen. There's nobody in jail, bro. They're gonna do a little jail like in Brooklyn House in each borough
Central
to keep
booking.
a little bit of. There's nobody doing no crimes. And listen, they just passed the no bail reform. I could slap the shit out of a nigga today and tomorrow I'm out. I could slap some chick up and tomorrow I'm out. There's no bail reform in New York unless you have some type of murder crime or something.
Wow.
It's called the no bail reform. So people are taking advantage of that, just going around fucking people up, whatever it could be. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
so now the government looks for a different machine.
The money got to come from somewhere, yeah.
Right? I tell you this real quick, not to boom. Trump said to China, we're not paying you the money, fuck you. All of a sudden, we got coronavirus.
I've heard conspiracy theories like that, bro. I've heard shit like that.
If you don't, or not you, whoever thinks that COVID-19 is not the biggest conspiracy, second to 9/11 with the other Bush motherfucker, then we all fucking crazy.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
This is airborne. People, let's not forget that this shit is airborne.
Yeah.
Let's not forget this shit, bro. Why you think we got fucked? Because the trains and the buses. That's how we got fucked. But yeah, man, the machine. Man. The machine.
Yeah. Hey, so listen, man, I just want to make a couple of points, man. Look, yeah, man, because this is being recorded. I'm probably gonna edit out some of the stuff that you said, man. You know, I don't want to cause no trouble, man. Things that to me seems obvious, you know what I'm saying? Like the system being a machine and people in power, people with money taking more power, more advantage. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to blame it on nobody, man.
Listen to this, right? Real quick. Yeah. When you get locked up, why can't we simply go by our first and last name? Why do we always get a fucking
by number? Yeah.
You know
why? Take your humanity away from you, man.
You know why? Because that's exactly what we are, a number.
Yeah.
And once the government don't see those numbers clicking,
right.
they roll out with a new machine.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
I agree, man.
these youth, the youth, they don't pay attention to this shit. You know,
Yeah.
like in New York City, if you're not red or blue, you're not fucking rapping.
Right. Right.
I don't give a fuck who you are, bro.
It's gotten to that point, man. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. I've worked with a couple of artists.
And by red or blue, you mean gangs? You're talking about the Bloods and
Yes.
what's the other gang?
You either Blood or Crip, man.
Oh, they have Crip in New York now too. Damn. Okay.
Crips are running the music scene right now. The Crips are running the music scene. All these Pop Smoke, Fabio, and all these other little dudes, whatever. Because right now Brooklyn is running the rap scene right now. The drill music, that killing music, Brooklyn has become the second Chi-Town.
Wow, dude.
So if you're an upcoming rapper, one big dude is gonna come and be like, "Yo, you either this or that, or you're not fucking rapping." Plain and simple, bro. Yeah. I'm an artist myself. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let's take it back, man. When we were young, I don't know about for you.
Yeah.
Because we grew up. I think when we were young, we lived in the same apartment building by TSS over there on Atlantic. Fucking long time ago, bro.
Yo,
I think Goki used to live there before you guys. Goki left, and then you guys came in, and then we left.
Goki, Benny, your moms, my moms, we all lived there.
We all lived there. So
it was Amber. It's called Amber Street.
Amber, yeah, Amber. So then Goki moved a little bit away, close by, but most of the family, like Benny and all of them, went to Bushwick. So this is when I first remember gang, like organized gang. And it was I don't know if you remember this gang. I'm probably gonna take you back. You remember the Decepticons?
Woof. Boy, I got stories with them.
Let's hear it. Share it, man.
Decepticons were, if I'm not mistaken, Bed-Stuy based, Brooklyn based.
Yes, yeah.
Brooklyn based. Then they started going to like Coney Island, whatever. I don't want to get into the
because one of the leaders was in Bushwick, I'm pretty sure. A guy named Rumble.
Yeah, but I think it started in the Stuy, somewhere Coney Island, whatever it could be. Yeah. But I remember in Coney Island, I was banging myself, you know. So I always eat shit, sleep. I got my shit with me, you know. Right. And I remember on the boardwalk, I was with my mother, my sister, and my newborn son. I was with my family on the boardwalk, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to go to school in Dewey High School in Coney Island. And that was all Decepticons. That's where I first got my nose broken. I was like 14, 15 years old. I got jumped by Decepticons and they broke my nose. Wow. Right? Couple of weeks later, they broke my nose for no fucking reason. They jumped me for no reason. For no fucking reason.
You were the new kid, that's it.
Because I cut class.
Oh, okay.
Smoke a little weed, and I went through the Marlboro projects in Coney Island where they were running shit, and I got clapped for being at the wrong time at the wrong place.
Right.
Okay. Now we in Coney Island with my family, and I see them, and they see me. You know, and it was a crazy scene because I think it was me and my brother. Like two of my mans, because I had to be working with security. I had my own little security team with me, whatever, you know what I mean? Mm. And I remember seeing them from far away. Animals don't really see too far, you know what I'm saying? Because he's blind from one eye. So I'm like, yo, those are them. And they're coming right to us, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let's get in the car, because I'm with my fucking son, I'm with my fucking mom, I'm with my sister. I don't want my moms, although my moms knew what it was already, I didn't want my moms to get into it, because you know my mom's another crazy fuck,
right?
You know what I mean? And I didn't want my dad to realize, because you know Ciego, he's not about that shit.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm outnumbered, and I got my kid with me. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, long story short, man, one of the two dudes that I was with, that was, you know, playing my security, what if I could be, rushed them to the car. They were right off right off the boardwalk where they park, what if I could be, and we stood. It was me, my brother, and my other security dude, and there was about about 20 of them, right? About 20 of them. It quickly I think it was probably even more. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they were used to wear, like, you notice them because Decepticons wear a lot of polo. They were obsessed with polo.
Okay.
Okay, that's where the low lives came too. You know what I mean? It was the low lives and the Decepticons, you know?
Okay.
So I already knew that, you know, that's how the description was. So, you know, make a long story short, I thank God that I had it on me that day. Because if I didn't have it on me that day, I would not be speaking with you.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
And just, you know, it was only 3 of us. But when I let off, you ain't see nobody in sight.
No.
So what type of gangster shit is that? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna break my nose another fucking time, but I'm you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was you know, but back to the Decepticons. Decepticons kind of like really started breaking that new era of gang.
Right. Yeah.
Because as far as I understand, I first heard of Decepticons before I started hearing again, like in Kings and Bloods and all this crazy shit.
That's why I started with them, because like I started with the Ghetto Boys. Gangs kind of went away. At least gangs at that level, that they're wearing something that's recognizable, that you can go, mira, hey, right there, look, that dude's that gang.
Absolutely.
Gangs always going to be around. There's always going to be cliques. There's always going to be people hustling. But I'm talking about gangs in that sort of fashion, where it was like maybe a whole lot of motherfuckers, dudes dressing or acting like a certain way. Because what I remember, man, I remember being in Bushwick, and I remember, you know how we got like the flash mobs today? Motherfuckers just break out, like a whole bunch of dudes start dancing. That's how I remember Decepticons. But it wasn't dancing. They would just rush through an area, a street, a store, fuck dudes up,
hitting people with hammers and shit.
But it happened like a fucking tornado. Like you was chilling, and then whoo, a fucking tornado just came down. These dudes just came rushing through. Yeah, that's like my first memory of them.
You explained it good, because that's exactly how they used to run, like that. And then these Decepticons turned into Bloods.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Okay.
You know, I'm saying that was I'm not saying that they turned into, that they got into it. I'm saying that was the next wave.
So let's know, for me, the way I remember, the next wave I heard of was Los Nietos, and I think the Kings, the Latin Kings. Especially the Kings, because the Kings, Nietas, yeah. So this is how I remember the Kings. Like I remember.
Yeah, you're right. It was Latin Kings and Nietas. Then the Bloods blew up.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So let me explain this. Like I said, Decepticons were like this flash mob, like boom, they just start rushing, right? And it could come out of fucking nowhere, dude. The way I remember the Kings was, I've heard whispers, talks about it, right? Because it was around for a long time. My dad grew up in East New York, and I grew up in East New York.
They still around.
I lived on Pekin Avenue, the Alabama projects, and one of the guys, I think the guy who became like the head guy, used to live right there. I think I remember him. I'm not 100% sure, but they've been around for a while, so I've always knew that this thing, right? Like a Latino gang and stuff, right? But when I first noticed a change, like I said, like it got organized, it got fucking big, was that, you know, we always play sports. We always in the park, playing basketball, playing whatever. I remember going to the park, and then the fucking park, you know how the park started in the summertime, whatever, the park cleared the fuck out. Everybody, I was playing ball when the shit just disappeared. I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then slowly, these dudes, they were having a meeting. They cleared the whole fucking park in Brooklyn. And the other thing, I started noticing dudes with the beads, the bandanas. And they were like, yo, no, chill. Like, you know, a lot of people who was in the park didn't leave. Some of them just kind of, but everything, all the action start. It was like, yo, we closing this shit down. There's a meeting going on. And I remember I was like, yo, they were like, yo, sit down, watch. And I was like, I got took to a movie, man. I got took to another world. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like this gang just rolled up in here, shut the action down in this park, and they're talking like, yo, let's unite, let's do this, we the Bloods, blah, 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 blah. Like they started recruiting motherfuckers right there. I was like, holy shit, dude. I don't know if you remember stuff like that, man, but that was like eye-opening for me, man.
I know, because I used to be in those meetings with 300 or 400 motherfuckers in a fucking football field or whatever it be. You know, I'm not saying that I was part of them,
right?
But you know, I remember, I remember, you know, and I remember, you know, you know, early ages, I've never been a follower, you know, and
Yeah,
I
I was
had
kind of
my
like
own.
that too.
Yeah, I had my own gang, and you know, I didn't go and follow no Bloods and no Crips with the fact to be. You know, my mom's had my back with the cars and the guns and the this and the that. What the fact to be with the boxing, what the fact to be that she just got to my fucking head, the Onyx here and the this and the that. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said my own clique. I said my own clique, which was called KYK, Crazy Young Criminals. And I think that that's probably in our era the most infamous motherfuckers to ever come out of Sunset fucking Park. And I'm not even a fucking proud of that shit.
Right.
But one thing that my movement never fucking did was rob the poor, oppress motherfuckers,
Right.
rape bitches,
Right.
and rob motherfuckers you wasn't supposed to rob.
Right.
We were like the Robin Hoods. Or you making money, we taking your money and we giving them to the ones who really need them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was never a follower.
Right.
Never follow, set my own trend. And guess what? Guess what?
What's up?
I got about 5 to 10 original members, all alive right now. And we all honor each other. And
That's
we
beautiful.
all best of friends.
That's beautiful, man. That you guys made it through.
And we
Wow.
we went through one time, it was like maybe like 400 deep. Ask Papa. Papa burned his fucking skin, KYK. So you can still see it in his fucking in his fucking skin. You know what I mean? Ask at Will. You know, ask Freddie. Ask all these dudes that had a chapter in Bushwick. But our movement was different, bro.
Yeah.
If I catch you doing some shit you wasn't supposed to be doing, we were gonna fucking spank your boots, and you wasn't gonna rock in the fucking neighborhood no more, bro.
And honestly, that's how when the Italians rang all the mobster shit back in the day, that's how they operated, bro. You know what I'm saying? They had like a code. Hey, you don't fucking rob old ladies.
I was in Sunset Park, Bay Ridge, so that's where I got Italian based. You know, I was Italian based. Like my movement was around like sort of like a mafia tactic type of shit. Like you ain't doing this without permission, and you ain't going here without permission, and you ain't doing this without,
and you're not messing up the neighborhood.
No, you come to my fucking hood, bro, and you wasn't around that. You didn't belong to 7th, 8th, 9th Avenue, or even 6th Avenue, which was our borderline or whatever it be, because we control everything from 6th, 7th, 8th Avenue, 10th Avenue, 4 Hamilton. You know, if you wasn't around that hood and we happened to be around, we was always vigilant. Like, what the fuck you doing here? Who you here for? Yeah, when the fuck are you leaving?
Yeah.
And if you didn't respond to that, we fucking you up and you out of here.
Yeah. No, I had a situation like that. I was in an Italian neighborhood one day, just riding around, man, because I took my bike from Brooklyn and I rode and I went to this like more like a Italiano neighborhood. And I remember I was in the park, motherfuckers like old dude. Check this out. I was talking to an old guy, man, just bullshit and talking to an old dude, right? But that was the distraction. I was talking to him and I didn't catch, because we from Brooklyn. We always, we talk to you, but our eyes are like this. Going on around me. That was distracting, talking to this peaceful old dude. And the next time I looked, I was surrounded by young guys. And then the question was like, hey, what are you doing here? Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? And luckily the dude like let me go, but the warning was like, yo, don't come here. You're not from around here.
Basically,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. We was the same way, man. And if gangs really take, like most of these gangs were created to stop the violence. To for those who don't have a father, for those who don't have a mom or don't have a brother, or don't have that big brother, or don't have that security, or don't have any food, or you being oppressed, whatever. That's a gang to me. A gang to me is the gang who's gonna put a plate on my mom's table. A gang to me is the one who's gonna bring my daughter to school when I can't go. A gang to me is gonna help me out when I need. That's family.
A lot of them start like that. Even the Kings started like that. The one I read about in Chicago, it was dudes like trying to start, stop the violence, being beat up by cops, getting like medical treatment for people because they didn't have like no health care around wherever they were. And yeah, it gets corrupted, dude.
And it's crazy how you said about when the cops said, go ahead, keep on killing each other, right?
Yeah.
When COVID hit, I don't know if I'm going to, when COVID hit, there was a big meeting in Washington Heights and a big meeting in the Bronx with all the Bloods and the tribus. The tribus, that's a Dominican patria.
Okay.
They're big too. They're like super big, you know? They had a meeting like Latin Kings, tribus, Crips, Bloods, whatever. They were all in one parking lot and saying, we have to chill.
Yeah.
Because COVID got these COVID is taking over our family. We have to fucking chill.
Yeah.
And that for me, it didn't that peace treaty didn't last too long. You understand? Right. But that to me was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know, you want to go out as a legacy. I got a good advice for all those big homies. You want to have a legacy? You want somebody to look down your casket and say, yo, salute, or you want somebody to down your casket and be like, yo, fuck you. You want to build a legacy? Stop the violence. Feed that gang member's children. Go to pantries and help out.
Yeah.
Come out your dollar, and instead of buying a gun, buy a book, buy a phone. Help the needy, help the oppressed. Because if these gangs look at their papers from where it all started 30, 40 years ago, it would fucking tell you we are totally against this. Against the oppression, against the fucking mobbing, against the robbing, against the raping, against the killing, against the gang bang. We gang bang against the meaning
right.
the government.
To protect yourself, really.
You know? Yeah. So if all these guys, rappers, random gangsters, whatever it to be, read your fucking history, man. Read your criteria on how your movement started. Because everything that y'all doing right now is totally against those forefathers who created this gang.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, man. It's crazy, man. I think we should end it there, man. I think that was a good note, man. You know?
Yep. Absolutely, man. It's always good talking to you, man. You look good, man. You look good.
Thank you, brother.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on over there? Quick. What's going on over there?
Well, let me stop the recording and we'll talk.
All right.